Welcome everyone to the May 11th, 2023 Helm developer call. And I think everybody should have access to the meeting minutes and documents. So far, we don't have much in it. There is one announcement, and that is Helm 3.12 has gone out the door. That is now live. The release candidate was out for about 10 days with nobody reporting any regressions or anything. And so 3.12 is out in the wild. Now I wait for those to come in. Well, look, Joe has a discussion point on a problem with 3.12. Perfect. Are there any other announcements? Great. Then I guess we'll go to Joe, your discussion topic. What do you got?
Yeah, so there are several people reporting that they're having issues accessing repos. Getting 406 error or 4. Where'd it go?
406 errors when they're accessing
426, which is what connection upgrade?
So it's an upgrade required, and Helm is not doing the upgrade.
Apparently.
Interesting. So
obviously this just came in yesterday, so I've not been able to
yeah.
Protocol upgrade required. That makes me, did we depend about upgrade some TLS stuff, I wonder? It sounds like TLS, like maybe we deprecated like TLS 1.0 or something inadvertently, and someone under the covers was still using something super ancient or something.
So the changes we would have made are, that I can think of here, are we upgraded to Go 120, and the last release was on Go 118. So changes between 118 and the standard library, which is where most of this functionality happens, or within the, well, this is trying to see where it's, what is it, which, where is it at? So I see curl, I'm getting it back. What's, so it's failed deployments. Now, the other thing that's going on is we upgraded to Kubernetes packages for 127. Oh, I forgot to upgrade the support matrix. That's what I forgot to do on the doc site. And so we upgraded to 127, and that would be within their handling of things. And so is that where the problem is in our pipeline? So Kubernetes is responding. We need to know what version of Kubernetes they're on. Is that said anywhere? Let me ask. That may be, no, this warrants investigation. And if a bunch of people are having problems, that could be it, but they run. Some of the validation code did change, by the way. So in the Go package, or the client Go package, the function you call previously for validating things in the previous methodology had actually been deprecated, and they had a new function. And so under the hood, we had to change. Now, I think it was mostly in just the way they handled contexts, right? You passed in the context along with it rather than a passing in the context done at the end of it. It was kind of weird how they did it before, and they were getting to a more consistent signature handling, I think. But I don't know if something else happened under the hood there. But there may be something here, and I'm wondering what version of Kubernetes they're on, and if there was a TLS handling. So this needs some investigation. Is there anybody here who's up for taking a look to see if they can track down what this is and what's going on?
I can certainly try it against multiple Kubernetes.
Okay. Yeah, and see if you can figure out whether there were any in Go releases 119 or 120 deprecations of TLS handling as well, because that may impact it.
Yeah, the only thing I saw was it's rejecting duplicate TLS packets.
Okay.
Something like that. I just lost it. It was there. It was on my screen a second ago.
Yeah. Yeah, knowing how to replicate this, like if it's against certain versions of Kubernetes or things like that, will help us track down the problem too. So if we have any idea, I don't have time to dig into this one today. It would be tomorrow or Monday is probably the earliest I could get a look at it. So if somebody can look at this beforehand and start capturing data around it, that would be good.
I'll try what I can try and at least record what my results.
That would be fantastic.
How many people have reported this? Is it just the one?
3 so far.
3? Does something need to go out or?
I don't know yet. I think it's some of it, we have to capture information. The code 426, right? I mean, that has to do with an upgrade required to the connection. And I don't remember the details on it, but it's in the TLS handling. And so it could be Kubernetes builds, it could be TLS packages used on the server. There are a bunch of variables. We need to know more. It could be just a subset of people. I mean, the average version for a Kubernetes cluster that folks are using is 5 or 6 versions old, is still the peak on average. Folks do not tend to, on average, be using the version supported by the community. They're behind. And so it could be something older. It could be TLS. There's a bunch of things we don't know along the way.
What's kind of the Helm policy for like old stuff like that? If it turns out that it's some old version compatibility, will we in general try to fix it if it's not too Herculean, or?
If it's something that we can do, we'll try to fix it if it's not too huge. If it's buried in some other thing somewhere, we might go check with that community stance and that kind of thing. Like if it's something inside of client Go, we'll go to upstream Kubernetes and see if there's an issue there. If it's in Go itself, we'll look at the policies and share with folks. We do want to give them, a path forward, or at least let them know what's going on as best we can.
Yeah.
And if it's our bug, of course, we'll try to fix it. And if it's a major regression, we'll get a patch release out as quick as we can if it's a major regression. And that's one of the things I'm looking for is this a major regression on our part? Is this in a dependency? Is this due to just changes like old TLS and the general tools aren't accepting that anymore and they're using old versions of Kubernetes? Really, what's going on so we know how to react? Because if it's something in Helm that is a major regression, then we do need to go out and get a patch release out quickly. For some other things, we just need to make folks aware of this so that they understand why it's happening. And yeah. And if it's an issue in an upstream package somewhere and they don't have a bug for it, we might need to file an issue there, or maybe even contribute a fix. There's a lot of options.
So, but even if it's because they're running Kubernetes 1.20 or whatever, we'll attempt to fix it if it's reasonable.
If it's reasonable, we'll look at fixing it. If it's not going to be something reasonable, then we have to, just politely say,
Not supported.
I mean, Kubernetes 125, 126, and 127. Oh, 124 is still supported for a few more weeks. Those are the only versions that are still supported even. So if you're on Kubernetes something like 120, you're on a version that is a year out of support. And it becomes very hard for us to work across all of those if it's a heavy lift.
Makes sense to me.
Okay. Let's see what else is in. Is there anything else on this? Then George.
Hi there. So I'm just en route to the office, but I thought I'd drop this PR. It looks useful. I did do some time going through some PRs. This is the only one which I think is immediately useful to look at today. Well, maybe not today, but I think it's fairly clean. It adds output support.
Didn't we have this already? No, yeah, this makes sense. This makes sense. I thought we already had output support for Helm E and V. Maybe it was just something we talked about.
I didn't check if we did or not. I was just looking at PRs. So apologies
Yeah.
if we already have it and this is stale.
Oh, no, they wouldn't have created a pull request, I don't think, if we didn't have it.
But as long as it's not duplicated. Anyway,
Well,
hopefully we don't already hit.
it's possible there's already a pull request for it.
No, there isn't.
Okay.
Oh, this is great.
Yeah, so and I'm going to try and do this a little more, just try and work with the backlog of PRs and just find easy low-hanging fruit to pop in here. If that sounds like a good idea.
So I just approved CI to run, took a brief look at it and threw it in the 3.13 milestone so we can come back to it and
Awesome.
review it. No, this is good.
Cool. That's what I had. On the last subject, I was kind of on the train, so I didn't speak up. But are you going to have time to triage the regression, like try different Kubernetes versions or something to go, or do you want me to? Looks like you're on vacation, so I might be able to spend some time later today.
This is just my yard. This is just my yard. I live here.
Okay.
He lives on vacation, is what
I
he's
live
saying.
on vacation.
Okay, so not on vacation. Do you want to coordinate on Slack, and maybe I can help spend some time.
Yeah, that's good.
All right. No, that's great. And that's everything we had in the discussion. Does anybody have anything else they want to talk about?
And been in here for a week and only broke it once so far.
Yes, congratulations. Do we have any shout outs this week? Or anything that needs social media amplification?
I'll give a shout out to George for being so proactive. I think it's awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate it. I don't feel like I'm doing the hard work. Other people doing all the hard work, so it should help.
You're there a lot. I appreciate it. I appreciate every time I look at an issue and see that you've already responded.
I will say, Karen, I did not tweet or put on any of the social medias that the Helm 3.12 is out. I've run out of time. If somebody wants to go share that, that would be great.
Unless we want to wait till we figure out this bug.
Either way.
Okay.
Yeah. So. All right, for assignments for next week, moderator, notes, all the goodies.
I can moderate.
All right, perfect.
I can try and look at some PRs and too.
Great, George. Anybody want notes?
I can do notes.
Thank you, Karen.
While you're waiting for, or who said PR review? Was that you, George? Or issue triage? Okay, I missed it. But I was.
PR.
Okay.
PR
Well,
review.
I'll help with issues with CSON.
I was about to go look it up, but since Michael's here, did we get a second reviewer on yours, Michael, that you were looking at, that you wanted looked at?
No, not yet. It's still pending.
It's sitting as an open tab for me right now. I did make it into 312. It's as an open tab. Joe was an approver and is now a core maintainer, so it'll be a little easier getting that second core maintainer and getting everything going. I have it as an open tab in front of me right now, but it looks like the fire will be for this possible regression will happen first when I find the space.
I just seen something there online about someone reporting a similar issue, not using Helm. I just put it in the chat there. May or may not be related, but might be something worth looking at. They say they're using EKS, which is mentioned in the ticket as well. So maybe a direction worth investigating.
Thank you. All right, do we have anything else? Then everybody gets 10 minutes back. Thanks. We'll see you all online.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.
Right.